back to the WizDG postgame show presented by National Landing. It's a win in Game 2, 73-71 for WizDG, which punches their ticket into the playoffs. And we are now joined by the leading scorer for this WizDG team. He bounced back in Game 2, dropping 39 points. We are joined by JBM of WizDG. Congratulations on the win. Obviously, it was a tough Game 1. Split the series 1-1 with the Knicks. Let's go back to Game 1 here a little bit. Their defense, they seem to press a lot and collapse on the ball handler. As the leading scorer, how were you able to kind of circumnavigate that defensive style and still find shots?
Yeah, so it was interesting. I honestly felt like I was not taking a lot of shots, and that hurt us in the end because it catered to what they were doing. But going into Game 2, I realized that, and even Game 2, I felt like we sold ourselves short on taking some shots. But it's nice to end the night with a win, and I think we clinched playoffs with that, which is always a nice feeling to have. But yeah, we got to be better, man, especially if we want to make a run like we did last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Knicks, a team that's currently sitting in 6th in the Eastern Conference, obviously they have a lot to play for. They're coming off of an 0-2 performance against the T-Wolves last night. Obviously, there's a lot on the line for them, and they definitely played like it. Was it a different play style that the team had to adapt to into Game 1? Because obviously you adapted and won in Game 2. What was it like playing against a team that was playing desperate?
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing going into, after losing a game is not going out and, scrambling and kind of just, the best thing to do is sticking to what you know and sticking to what got you here. And, that's what we did. And we had to remind ourselves that because, if I'm going to be honest with you, John, I did not think we were going to lose the first game. That's a team I feel like we should beat. But, they came out and, all credit to them. They took it right from us. They earned the one. They played well on both ends of the floor. And, all kudos to them.
Absolutely, and a big Game 2 performance for you, dropping 39 points to help lead the team to another close victory. Coming up next is the Gen.G Tigers, a team that you guys played in the Turn Tournament. It went 2-0 in your guys' favor. Obviously, archetype bans won't be a thing in the regular season. Give me a quick scouting report for you guys going up against this Gen.G team.
Yeah, so Gen.G is one of those teams they have a lot of offensive firepower, but we got to make them play at our pace. I think slow the game down a little bit. Don't let them play to their strengths, and I think we should be just fine. We'll review their film tonight and come up with a better real plan come Saturday. But going into that game, I think just keeping the game slow and maintaining our composure and just sticking to what we know is the goal.
Absolutely, JBM. Thank you so much for joining us here on the post game show, and we'll see you back here on Saturday.
All right, thank you, John. Thanks, guys.
All right, with that, we're going to throw it to a quick break. On the other side, we'll be joined by head coach Pat Crossan. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the WizDG postgame show presented by National Landing. Welcome back to the WizDG postgame show presented by National Landing. Your final score at the end of Game 2, WizDG pull out the win 73-71. Now take a moment and take a look back at Game 1, which didn't go in favor of WizDG. It was a close loss, 75-72 for the Knicks. We'll take a look at those highlights here from Game 1 as, although it was a loss, JBM still had a great game. His vision on the court is second to none in this league. Able to find the open man to create the open shot. And enough can't be said about B-Rich, who has stepped up for this team dating all the way back to Week 3 when he got that starting position against the Warriors. He has come up big when JBM is locked down. But JBM, not only with that vision on the court, finding day for a connection we've seen all year long. JBM is one of those players that will take whatever the defense gives him. If that means he takes the shot or finds the open man, like B-Rich for a deep three, he has no problem passing the rock to the open man. Definitely the JBM show in the first game. He ends up dropping 27 points and 10 assists, and he's not afraid to drive it to the rim either. JBM really is just a threat all over the offensive end of the ball for this WizDG team. Again, the vision finding the open man. The press from the Knicks in game one was really impressive. Feels like it may have caught WizDG off guard a bit. As that game was back and forth all game long, Dayfry coming up big as well in the paint. Clutch offensive rebounds, resulting in big threes like that one from B-Rich, helping keep this game close. But B-Rich also has vision as well. A point guard by Trey playing in the shooting guard position. Has great vision to find the open man, and again, Dayfry really helped keep his team in this game with clutch offensive boards. Again, JBM in the corner. It was a one-possession game most of the way in the fourth quarter. JBM doing everything he can to get his team back in. Unfortunately for game one, did not go in favor of WizDG as they end up dropping the game 75-72 for WizDG, but they're able to pull out the win in game two. We're now joined by head coach Pat Crossan of WizDG. First off, Pat, we're going to start with a positive note. You have now clinched a berth in the playoffs. It's back-to-back years for WizDG. In a league that is very competitive, what does that mean for you and this team to be able to do it in back-to-back years?
Yeah, we're really proud of that fact, and especially we're the first team to win a championship and then make playoffs the season after. So that was always a goal for us coming into this season. It's a tremendous aspect, but it still doesn't mean anything if we don't go out and win it all. So, now we got to prepare for playoffs. Still got 2 games left against Gen.G, a team that's hungry to get back in the playoffs. And, the Sixers, who are, in one of the top 5 spots right now for playoffs. So, still got a lot of season left, I feel like, even though it's only 2 games. And, of course, just prepare ourselves best we can once playoff comes around.
And obviously, let's go back to game one here real quick. It was a close game throughout the entire 4 quarters. The Knicks came out with a really aggressive pressing style defense I'm not going to say it caught the team off guard, but it really kind of threw a wrench into the offensive rhythm. What was the message to the team in between game one going into game two to how to fix that problem?
Yeah, I think, game one, it just seemed like we weren't playing as a team. It was kind of, individuals loading up into a game. We just weren't communicating and bringing the energy that we're used to. Don't know if it was a slump or something, but it had to be fixed. And winning game two is obviously big for us since that was a playoff clincher. But we're still not happy with the result. Knicks Gaming came out and they were playing because they were fighting for a playoff spot essentially. So they were giving their best shots the whole time.
Absolutely, and you mentioned it last week here on the post-game show as well. You do have a relationship with the head coach for Knicks Gaming. What is it like going up against a friend here in the highest league for when it comes to 2K?
It's always great, playing against those guys. It's one of those things, you root for them when you're not playing them, but of course, when you play them, you want to get the wins on them. So, we split. We went 1-1. No one really wins. So it's fun. I'm sure we'll go back home later and we'll talk about it and share some of the points of the game.
Absolutely. And you touched on it a little bit here. Your next opponent's going to be Gen.G this Saturday. You played them in the turn tournament. Obviously, like we said with JBM, you're not going to have the archetype bans like you had in the tournament. It's a team that you mentioned is hungry for wins also. They're trying to make it back to the playoffs. What's your scouting report as a coach going up against this Gen.G Tigers team?
Well, kind of like the Knicks, they have a really good point guard in J Money, and a really good shooting guard in B Smooth, and then the other players as well. Factors, but really the offense is ran through those 2 guys at the 1 and 2. So kind of if we can't let them get going just like we did the Knicks in game 1, then I think we're going to have a great shot, and we just have to play together better. That's really what it comes down to.
Absolutely. Head coach Pat Crossan of the playoff-bound WizDG team. Pat, congratulations on the back-to-back playoff berths, and we will see you this Saturday against Gen.G.
Thanks, John. See you then.
All right, that will do it for us here tonight. The next game will be this Saturday against the Gen.G Tigers, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Monumental Sports Network and NBC Sports Washington. We will see you all then. On behalf of the entire production crew here, my name is John Byram. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on Saturday.